Look at him, everybody. He's just sleeping. Oh, and there we go. Let him free. Fly, little buddy, fly. That's right, everybody. The bat has a new look, and he looks pretty cute to me. Doesn't look like just a little ball of blackness anymore. You can actually see a little bit of purple, which I think is fancy. But let's take a look at the blocks. The blocks, everybody. This is what everybody's excited for. Personally, I'm not a builder, so these blocks don't have a lot for me, but they are very cool. We've got a very large variety here. So we've got this one, the chiseled copper, which is really cool. And you can make these things in the stone cutter here. So if you get yourself just a normal block of copper, throw it into the stone cutter and you can get yourself the chiseled copper, the copper grate, cut copper like normal, and stairs and stuff like normal. So yeah, both of these blocks here, they're going to come from the stone cutter, and you will actually get 4 of them. So if we like go ahead, you get 4 copper grates, you'll get 4 chiseled copper. So very cool. And of course you can wax them and unwax them just like with any other block. So wax off and then wax on if we want to keep it from actually oxidizing. Oh wow, it's dark in here. But luckily with the waxed copper gate, or just the copper grate of any kind, we can actually see that it acts like glass and will let light through. So this is going to apply in several different ways to it being kind of like glass. Not only is it going to let light through, but mobs will also not suffocate in these, and they also shouldn't be able to spawn on top of them either. Also, can I just say, even though I'm not a builder, like, these look fantastic, and I am very excited to use them. Like, I love the idea of being able to just, like, build a separate floor underneath them and get, like, that texture from the floor underneath. Next up here, we got these, and these are probably the thing that I am most excited about from this whole update is these copper bulbs. Look at them, they're beautiful, and they give off different light strengths depending on their oxidization. So this one's the strongest, then this one, then this one, then this one. Respectively, those light levels are 15, 12, 8, and 4. And then, as I said, if you do clear the oxidization level, then they are going to get brighter and brighter, just like that. But as you can see here, we actually have 2 different types going on, and that actually is the exact same block right next to each other. It's just that on the back here, I've got a little lever giving it power. So let's take a look at how exactly this works. If we take the bulb, take the lever, and put it down here, we grab ourselves some redstone, we can look at exactly how this works. So in order to give off light, you actually need to go ahead and power the block. So there it is, it's powered. However, when I turn this switch off, it's going to stay lit, stay giving light. The only difference is going to be that this little redstone dot in the middle is going to disappear. So we turn this off, the redstone dot goes away. If we power it again, we get just the redstone dot without light, and then if we turn it off, then nothing. And it'll just repeat that cycle. So now it's on with the redstone dot's gone, now it's off with the redstone dot, and now it's off completely. So very cool. I'm sure a lot of people are going to find very cool things to do with that. I, for one, am definitely excited to see how it works in redstone, and that gives me the idea. Let's check it with an observer right now really fast. So if we just face an observer into it and then put a piston right here, let's see. Okay, so it detects that change, sends out a signal, detects that change, detects that change, detects that change. So it detects all the changes. I'm not really sure what exactly we would do with this, but I'm sure somebody knows. Now it is a light, so I do wonder if it is solid and we can take power out of it. It does not look like we can actually take power out of it. Let's see if it's in like a different... Okay, so it does not send power through. Now, like I said, you can craft these blocks using this copper block in the stone cutter, but how do you go ahead and craft these? Well, your recipe is actually right here. It's going to be 3 copper blocks, a blaze rod, and some redstone dust. So if we just grab all of that out of here and look in here, there it is, the copper block, and we're going to get 4 copper blocks from that we can go ahead and place. And listen to how nice that sounds. That sounds way nice. Such a nice placing sound. Oh. Next up, we've got the doors. Now these doors will open and close with a redstone signal like normal doors. And you can open them with your hand, just like normal doors as well. So that's it. Pretty simple. Doors are just like doors, but with a cool metal sound. Just for kicks, let's see how similar it is to the iron door here. Very similar sound. I can't tell if it's the same or slightly different. And then lastly here we have the trapdoors, which act just as normal trapdoors as well. You can open them, close them, and everything. And with any of those, you can clear the oxidization off just like that. Okay, but what about crafting for the doors and the trapdoors here? Let's take a look here. So we just go ahead and throw these in here, grab ourselves a stack of that and a stack of this. So we can now craft the copper door using just the normal door recipe, but with copper blocks, and the copper trapdoor, but with copper blocks in the normal trapdoor. So that's gonna give you 2, and the door should give you 3. So you can make these using any of the types of copper that you want, just like so. However, you are not going to be able to mix and match the recipe. It does have to be all the same. And that's the same for these copper bulbs as well. You're gonna want all the same type of aged copper block. Okay, so now we have all of the different styles of tuff block here. So the only thing that's not new here is the original tuff block that you find in the caves. But this is going to be very important because it's going to let you craft all of these different variants. So if we just go to the stone cutter, we can actually find all of the variants here. Unlike with the copper blocks, we are able to get everything from the stone cutter just by throwing the tuff in there and selecting what we want. So we've got the tuff stair, the tuff slab, the tuff wall, and then this is the chiseled tuff, which looks really good and has an interesting swirly top that looks pretty nice. That's also what the bottom looks like as well. So it's got like little wind particles on it hitting each other. Looks pretty cool, or waves or something. Okay, next up here, we have the polished tuff. So the polished stuff looks pretty nice here. We've got the stairs and the slab and the wall as well. I do like this little separation between the wall there. That looks kind of neat. Like if I extend it, we're just gonna get, I don't know, I kind of like that, to be honest. Then we've got the tuff bricks, the stairs, the slabs, the walls, and the chiseled tuff bricks. This one has a pretty cool pattern on the top and the bottom there, and then the top of it looks pretty cool. It like almost looks like a little indent that you could like walk on top of, or not indent, but extent. I don't know what that's called. Tell me the word in the comments. And then that's also what the bottom of this looks like as well. Just for kicks and giggles, here is what the tuff brick looks like next to the stone brick. It kind of like looks like they just like flipped the texture upside down a little bit there, but they also added a little bit of depth to it as well, where it looks like it's a little bit rounded and stuff, which I like. The very last thing that we got in this update, other than like random bits of changes and stuff here and there, is the ender pearls. They now make a different sound when you land. So you actually end up sounding like an enderman when you land instead of just the damage sound. You now get this. Just change our game mode to survival so we can hear that if we get the damage sound as well. Let's see. Like the damage sound was very secondary there. Much more the teleportation sound. Well, friends, I do believe that is everything, but you're missing out if you haven't learned about the crafter yet. I've got that video on screen right now for you, and that one is a thing that I am much more excited for because of all of its wonderful uses. So go check out that video to learn more about Minecraft 1.21.